And we go. It'd be nice if I could actually tell when the thing actually starts recording and when it stops. It would be much easier. But hey, I'm back again. And this time we're doing the Nations Cup. This is the second round of the Nations. I didn't bother with the manufacturer's second round because it was a boring race. Straight up, hard tyres. No pit stops, no strategy involved. If the car wasn't great, there was no point turning up, and I don't think my Mustang had the pace. So I've skipped that one out, and I'm going straight onto the Nations race, which is kind of similar, but there's at least some strategy involved. It's Group 1, at Spa, 13 laps, soft, medium, hard, all available. So what I've been seeing a lot is people doing the hard on their first lap or their last lap to get rid of the hard tyre. I'm doing things a little differently. As you can see, at the top of the screen I'm using the R18 TDI, not the hybrid, because it's the car I prefer using for Group 1. I like how it drives. I've used it quite a lot. That's my car of choice for this race. And the strategy I'm using is that I'm going to be on the hard tyres the entire race. I'm not taking a stop, because the first practice I did is that the pit stop is really long. It's really long, and I think I can get away without pitting in on this race, because tyre wear is only at 1 times, which I think is crazy. Tyre wear is effectively not really an issue. It can be an issue if you're using a hybrid car, because when the hybrid deploys, it is forced into the front tyres, or usually it's used at the front tyres, and it wears them out quicker. So, towards the end of a stint, you'd be starting to lose pace. But the R18 doesn't have that issue, and that its hard tyre pace is actually not too bad. See, that's the pace I've done. Well, let's actually do a quick comparison. That's a 59.3 on the hard tyres. These guys... okay, don't look at that. That's 5.5 seconds quicker. But that's also when they have full hybrid energy, which is when the car is at its fastest. The R18 hybrid generally can't keep its hybrid energy for an entire race distance. Only the Toyota is capable of doing that. Whereas the other hybrids like the Porsche, the older Toyota, and the other hybrid cars usually are designed to use all of their energy and then gain most of it back every time it brakes and recuperates to use again. Toyota generally keeps its hybrid energy throughout the race stint, whereas an R18 generally doesn't and loses out of it because of it. But yeah, with the practice races I've done, me using the TDI with the hard tyres, I haven't lost out too much during a race stint. That's like partially because as the race goes on, those that are using hybrid cars lose their hybrid energy and may not be able to use it over a racing lap, and so they lose time that way. And the other main issue is dirty air. These cars are very aero-focused, so being behind another car really slows them down. And in the practice races I've seen, it's like even soft-tyred cars were struggling to pass me when I'm on hards. So I really do think I can get away with using just the hard tyres. And also, so the difference between the two strategies, because I'm not using the soft tyre or anything at all, and I don't need to pit in, I effectively gain about 25 seconds, perhaps more, on those that are pitting in. So if it's a 13-lap race, quick maths deduces that I need to be losing no more than 2 seconds a lap. Don't worry about me driving. I'm trying to talk and drive at the same time. It doesn't really work, especially when I'm not really trying to drive right now. Yeah, I effectively need to be only losing 2 seconds a lap. And I think that's more than possible, especially when you take all factors into account, such as hybrids during the start of a race, soft tyres wearing down over the race distance, and just dirty air plaguing other cars. I think it's more than reasonable to get a good result. I may not win, because I would need to be, for me to have the best chance of winning this race, I would need to start pretty much at the front, and I don't know if I'm really capable of doing that. But the further up I start the further up the grid I start, the better chance of a good result, because everyone behind me is already starting behind me, and they will more than likely need to make a stop. I think this strategy will work. I really do. Which is why I'm using it. Also, it allows me to use the R18 TDI, which is my preferred Group 1 car, or at least Le Mans prototype Group 1 car. Because if I could use any Group 1 car in any of the races, I'd be using the McLaren all the time, because I really like using that car. But it's so different to drive. You have to drive it really... You have to, like, try to make use of all the aero on that car, because it has so much. Its cornering speed at speed is ridiculous. It's much better than the Le Mans cars are. But again, it has issues on low speed. It's just not as quick over most circuits. It is my main gripe with Group 1, is that the modern Le Mans prototypes are generally the cars to beat, literally everywhere you go. The Toyota especially, because it can hold its hybrid power over a race distance. The others can't, or some of them are just not designed to do that, which I just find really irritating. It'd be nice if, like, pretty much in all the groups, that all the cars are BOP'd more equally. But I can see that it's just like you're never really going to get that the way they're currently doing it, because they're BOPing the cars for every circuit, not just... Okay, I'm going wide. They're BOPing the cars for every circuit, not just the track that you're currently doing, which is why you see the cars being used vary so often for race to race, because cars which are bad on one track are good at another, and just everyone gravitates to the best cars and not necessarily the cars that they like because of that. I would like to see more variation in some of these grids. So yeah, I'm expecting to see a lot of hybrid cars on this track, on this race. A lot of hybrid cars. Pretty much virtually all Toyotas and maybe some Audis as well. Someone trying the Porsche, but I don't think the Porsche is going to be very good around here. There might be a few 908s as well, because it has very good straight line speed. Much better than this R18, the diesel R18. But this R18 is just really good in the corners. But it does mean I need to be precise. You know, let's quickly jump out and do a couple of practice laps for qualifying. Because, like, it's all well and good doing race prep, but I need to start as far up the grid. Another quirk for this race is that it's a grid start. Normally for these sort of races with Group 1, it's a rolling start. But I'm guessing they're doing that here because the disparity between the cars on a rolling start, the disparity between the car that starts in first and last is massive. Like, because the car in first is effectively going to the source when the cars at the back haven't even reached the final chicane. On a grid start, it very much neutralises everything, but it does give the hybrid cars a big edge. A big edge at the start, because they can just deploy their hybrids immediately off the start. and get past the likes of me, who doesn't have hybrid, very easily. But hey, if they're starting on the soft tyre, I don't really care. They're going to get ahead of me anyway. They're going to get up the road. Hopefully not get too far away when I get my tyres up to temp and up to race pace, so that when they pit in, they're behind me. It's a fairly big ask. I just need to find my space and just stay in it. Not let the other cars catch me up, but also not let the cars in front get too far away. I effectively want to be ahead of all the other hard-shod cars that are going to pit in on the end of lap 1. Well, seeing as though we've only got about 3 minutes left before the matchmaking starts, let's do a lap of the track with the R18 TDI. Coming up to the final chicane, I'm going to brake out the 150 board. Take a lot of the curb. I sort of turned away a little bit there just to try and avoid that larger curb on the inside. That's more inside to the actual curb. Into La Source, had the 100 board. Perhaps a bit early for the soft tyre, but for the hard tyre that's where I would normally brake. And I've run wide. That's bad. But it doesn't matter too much, it's not the actual quali session. Going into Eau Rouge and Radion, it's flat, I'm slow because I haven't hit 6th gear. But it is flat regardless of what gear I'm in. Just got the downforce pushing the car into the road and making corners. To Les Coubes, I can probably brake at the curb. Normally I brake a little early for the hard tyres. Try and stay as tight as possible through the corners, just make the line as straight as possible. Again, staying tight here. Just when I brake down too far on the inside, I've hit the bollards and they really slow you down on the inside. But you don't want to go too wide at the exit of X either. I reckon just beyond the 50, and then full power early through PO1. Get that downforce working. Hitting all the curb along the way. Piff paff at 50. Sort of get to the corner curb early. Again, just trying to straight line the corners as much as possible. Staffelo 1, again, hit the curb quite late. And then flat through Staffelo 2, getting as close to that bollard as possible without hitting it, because again, that will slow you down. Then straight into Blanchemont. Nice and easy with these cars. Into the final chicane at the 150. Probably could brake a little later than that, took a lot of curb in, which is good. Careful on the exit to not to wheel spin the tyres. That's a 56.9, which is not bad. Hopefully in the actual quali session I'll be a bit faster than that, aiming for a low 56. But we'll see where I get to. Here we go. Just going to cruise into La Source. I don't know why, but today my left shoulder feels really stiff, and if I move in an awkward direction, I just strain it a bit, and it really hurts. I don't know why. I must have slept funny. So here we are, and it is virtually all R18s or Toyota hybrids. Cool. I am the only non-hybrid car here. Ha. However, there are a couple of cars here which I was practicing against. There's two I see, Punisher FT and Ismail Turat. If that's the case, I might be okay. I might get a decent finish. I probably won't win, but I'll probably get a top 10 finish, which is always generally what I'm aiming for here. I'm in a very high split. It's like it's just as A plus goes into A. I am, because I am very, very close to A+ category here. So this could be tricky. There's a few drivers here which are very high quality. Nothing I can't handle though. 252 being the score available here. 200 for 6th place. I think that is a reasonable target for me. That's a high target. I think the main target will probably be top 8. If I get 8th, I'll probably stick with that. I don't feel like doing this race more than once, because again, it's just a straightforward race. So let's just quickly go out. Everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, hey guys, I like you. Hey, I've raced with you before. I like you. You're nice." I would say it's like I don't know. It's a bit contradictory of me, hypocritical of me to go. It's like, man, I really wish these guys would go, hey, Matt, how are you doing? It's just like, so yeah, it would be nice. Like if I had some like good standing with some of these guys, but I'm okay with being just like, oh, I'm here. They at least see me as a reasonably good driver, and that I'm not going to do anything stupid. It's more a mutual respect as opposed to being all buddy-buddy with them. That's fine with me, at the very least. Now, one thing I need to remember, which I didn't remember in the previous race, if you watched it, that I need to swap from the softs to the hard tyres before the start of the race. In this race, it's far more critical that I do that. Because, you know, I don't intend to pit in. And if I put the softs on, it forces me to pit in. So, let's see. Just spotted another driver which I've raced before, and I haven't seen in a short while. That's probably because he's been sitting in A+, whereas I've been just relaxing in A. But that might change at the end of this race. Everyone wants to get out, including me. The higher I qualify, the better this race could go. Yeah, another awkward thing is that I'm the only non-hybrid car here, so at the start I'm going to get swamped. Just need to hold my nerve, not get in anyone's way. If they're going to pass me, just let them go, because chances are they're either going to get away from me anyway further on in the stint, or they're going to pit at the end of the first lap. Here. Frankly, I don't want to be anywhere near anyone. Do you know what, screw it, I'm going to jump out. I'm going to jump out and jump back in. I didn't like where I was sitting. I don't want to tow. I don't want to be holding anyone up. Don't want anyone behind me or in front of me on my lap. So basically, I've got a minute and a half to set up the car, make the car ready to do a fast lap by doing that. The game does simulate tyre wear, but like kind of primitively, but it doesn't really tell you about it. So yeah, this wheeling does actually help. Also, it does brake temps as well. But it's just like so you just, after a point of staying on the track for a while, you'll just get the max performance that the tyres and brakes can give. It doesn't really actively change depending on how hard you're pushing the car, like a real sim would. So yeah, getting the tyres ready. Braking enough to get the brakes up. I'm not going to be able to do 2 laps, but I'm not really too fussed with that. Most are going to get 2 laps in. sure I don't over-rev either, because the power band of this car is fairly low, or is not up to the rev limiter on this car. It's much lower, it's like halfway up the rev range. Reasonably good exit. A little too early. Be fine though. Didn't run wide. Hit 6th gear up wide. Oh, still make the corner though. You can cut Radion as long as you have tyres on the curb. Frankly, too close to for comfort. Oh, took the corner early. Took the corner early there. I had to wait to get on the power, but I should be okay. Not paying attention about the times. Gotta pay attention to my own lap. .5.0 is really quick though. I was never going to match that. It's not a great lap, 56.6. No, it's not that good. Does seem like that the R18 Hybrid is the faster car for a single lap. Yeah, 56.6 is not that good. It does seem like at this rate I'm going to be starting quite far down, and I'll probably be last at the end of lap 1. Okay, guaranteed 16th, 17th, 16th. I know the Razor guy did not put a good lap in, and it seems like the Punisher also needs to put a decent lap in. Razor only manages 16th. Punisher is last. So, 12th? I think the car directly ahead of me improved, so the Toyota is right ahead of me instead. That could be the grid. 12th isn't too bad, but it's not brilliant. Yeah, that must be the grid. The last guy behind me must be in the pits. Same with everyone else that's still running. It's annoying that it doesn't just automatically proceed with the session if there are cars in the pit lane and are not currently doing a lap. Right, important. Hard tyres. That needed to be done. But yeah, I can see myself getting past very quickly. One other thing I dislike is that I'm on the inside. the outside for La Source, which is also where I didn't want to be. So I'm going to have cars streaming up my inside. I'd much rather be on the inside already. But yeah, I think if I got my lap hooked up, 9th was more than possible for me. But hey, let's see if I can get top 10, top 8, maybe even 6th. I think 6th is a big ask. I don't know how well the good guys, the good drivers, can maintain pace with the R18. But because they're starting up front, they're not going to be as affected by dirty air. Oh. A little bit nervous, but that's good. Just need to be prepared, not to let it overwhelm me a bit. Just focus on my race, don't worry about anyone else's. And I should be okay. I also don't want to be doing this race again, so let's not fuck it up. Because on the couple of test races I've done, I did make mistakes. But that's just because it was last night. It was late in the day. Mistakes were going to be made. More than likely made. I can also rev to my heart's content here because I'm going to be more than okay for fuel anyway. These guys might not be, which is why they're not revving at all. But they're all R18s, all R18s in the top 10, and only one Toyota ahead of me. Again, this is going to be a tough split. Again, a number of these guys I've seen before, I've raced against before. So yeah, again, it's going to be a tough race. All of these guys are probably going to take this route pretty seriously. They're not going to do anything stupid. Then they might, because this is the first race of the day. This is the 3 o'clock race if I haven't mentioned it already. I think I've raced against that guy before and I don't like him. The only non-hybrid in the field. So yeah. Expect this car to go by me, I expect this car to go by me, I expect 15th to go by me before turn 1. And then all the others to try and shove it up my inside as well. Need to keep my nose clean. And to stay in front of as many of these cars as possible. There's chances out they're starting on the hards as well. I'm on the hards, not pitting in. They're probably going to be pitting in. Go. I don't like the design on that T232 guy's car. T's car. Words, letters, numbers, yes, things. I don't like the design on it, I hate it. But again, you can sort of do that to a strategic advantage. Let's go. Just shoving it in. I've got nowhere to go. I've been forced off the track. Impressive, guys. Just throwing the cars in there and going to any space that works, regardless of how well you do. Haven't done. Oh no, that's a penalty. Yep. So annoying. Because I have dirty tyres. So I'll stay behind him. Car off there. Car off on the right. He's on softs. He must be. He overtook me way too easily if he wasn't. very annoying. I had to lift because of dirty air. Caught him through Blanchemont. Oh wow, that's impressive. Yeah, he's on soft tyres. Let him go. Let's use him to serve my penalty. Lost very little time because of that. Glitchy as well. I'm going to want to pass him. He just understeered through that corner quite badly. My tyres are starting to come up. Passed up before Blanchemont, that's good. Terrible exit. It's really annoying. Thought he passed me more convincingly than that. Ahead of him, I should stay ahead of him. Interesting. Why the hell did he stay on those hard tyres for so long? If I was him, I would have sat in my... just stayed on the hard tyres. I'll get away with that, but that was poor. assuming the car behind me is on the same strategy as me. Lovely exit. Had to lift because it went too narrow. Not getting that run through right. I need to be doing that. Group ahead is fairly congested. I mean, the leader's just getting away. I think he's going to definitely win this race. Should be okay. Just got to make sure I don't get any penalties. The car ahead isn't really getting away. I hope he's not on the hards as well, but he could be. I am dropping the car behind. Still not brilliant. One thing I will say with one of the practice races I did last night was I was surprised that one of the cars that I was racing against was on softs. Like, his pace was so poor. It's like he was getting away from me, but like barely. Wondering if that's the same with the car directly ahead of me now. That he's on softs, but he just doesn't have any pace. Car ahead lost a bit of time. Ooh. Yeah, he was on the hard tyres. He's doing half and half, which is a terrible strategy. So the next car ahead is 13 seconds ahead, which is quite a lot, but hopefully he's just going to get stuck. And when he pits in, he comes out behind me. That's a big ask. It's a lot of time there. I need to make sure I don't make any mistakes. that I have a car directly behind me on the same strategy is going to be really beneficial. Up. That's how you do rally on in a Rouge. First bollard. That last lap was the first lap I did not improve on my fastest lap, which is pretty freaking impressive. And I only missed out by a little bit. Fortunately, I got the first of the soft runners behind me. He might be the only one that gets through. He has to catch me first. It's okay. A second behind me. Over through here. Lose the least amount of time this way. The car behind isn't going to catch me. Him to give me clean air again. There we go. Now it's just how many places do I gain from those pitting in? Top 3 already, well, 2 already out. Only lost 8 tenths from letting the car through. I gained 1. Keep up with him. No, he made a mistake. Ninth, not bad. Didn't really get the best run on him. He was just that little bit too far away. That half-second penalty probably wouldn't have changed too much. But no, the strategy definitely worked, and 9th place is not bad at all, but it's not great in terms of points. But no, my pace was really good. I'm very happy with my pace. It's just the group that I'm in is just going to be really tough to get anything out of. I don't... Maybe fighting it around Blanchimont might have been the best idea, but it's sketchy when you do that. And again, I think I was just that little bit too far away. But no, the strategy definitely worked. It's just, do I want to do the race again? And my answer is, probably not. Yeah, it's not a great score, but I don't particularly want to do the race again. We'll see if I do this race again. I'm definitely not going to do it right now. But yeah, just thinking, if my lap 1 wasn't so compromised, I might have jumped 3 other cars. But yeah, my race pace was really good, and I'm really happy with that. Don't know what else to say. Right. I'm going to end it here. Good result. I might do this again, so if that's the case, this video will not happen. But if it does go up, it's because I didn't bother to do the race again. I might do it again, because I think I could get a better result, but not right now. Okay.